I want you to meet someone. Her name is Sandra. She's a 44-year-old surgeon in Toronto. Her annual income is $420,000. She drives a leased Audi. Her kids attend private school at $32,000 per year each. Her mortgage in Rosedale is $6,800 per month. Last year, her furnace broke down. The repair bill was $7,400. Sandra put it on her line of credit. A surgeon earning $420,000 a year went into debt over a furnace. This isn't a story about bad luck. It's a story about a trap so well disguised that millions of high earners walk straight into it without ever realizing it exists. According to a 2025 Goldman Sachs report, 41% of Americans earning between $300,000 and $500,000 live paycheck to paycheck. 40% of those earning over $500,000 report the same. Canadian data tells a similar story. A significant portion of six-figure earners carry persistent debt and hold less than 1 month of expenses in liquid savings. People earning more in a month than most Canadians earn in a year, with no financial cushion. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this trap works, why incredibly smart people fall into it, and the specific behaviors that determine whether a high income builds wealth or just funds a more expensive version of being broke. There's an assumption almost everyone carries through their working life. If I could just earn more, everything would be easier. And for a while, it feels true. When income doubles from $50,000 to $100,000, real problems get solved. But something strange happens past a certain threshold. The anxiety comes back because the income didn't just increase, the lifestyle increased with it. Economists call this the hedonic treadmill. You adapt to each new level of comfort until it becomes the new baseline. The Audi stops feeling like a luxury and starts feeling like a normal car. The Rosedale house stops feeling like an achievement and starts feeling like a minimum requirement. And here's what makes this trap particularly dangerous. The numbers are bigger, which means the consequences are much harder to reverse. A $50,000 earner who overspends has a $35,000 problem. A $400,000 earner who overspends has a $380,000 lifestyle and a $0 net worth. It starts with something completely reasonable. Your income jumps from $90,000 to $160,000. You've been careful for years, so you upgrade. A nicer neighborhood, a better car, private school for the kids. Each decision makes sense. You can afford it. The numbers work. But those upgrades don't stay upgrades. They become the baseline. The private school isn't a luxury anymore. It's where your kids go to school. The mortgage isn't a stretch. It's just your mortgage. And now every dollar of that $160,000 has a job. Then your income jumps again to $250,000. You upgrade again. New baseline, new fixed costs. By the time you're earning $400,000, your lifestyle requires $395,000 to maintain. And you have essentially the same financial flexibility as someone earning $60,000. Researchers call this pattern the underaccumulator of wealth. The category isn't determined by income. It's determined by what percentage of what you earn you actually keep. A janitor earning $50,000 can be building more real wealth than a surgeon earning $600,000. Spending habits determine the category, not income. Here's the part most financial content ignores. When you earn $60,000, your fixed costs are constrained by what lenders will approve. There's a ceiling on how much damage you can do. When you earn $350,000, you qualify for a mortgage that stretches your budget just as thin, but involves numbers 5 times larger and 25 years longer. Consider 2 Canadian families. Family A earns $85,000 and spends $2,200 per month on housing. Family B earns $350,000 and spends $7,500 per month. Both are spending roughly the same percentage of income on shelter. Both feel equally constrained. The difference is reversibility. Family A can downgrade their apartment. Family B can't pull the kids out of private school without it feeling traumatic, can't sell the house without it feeling like failure. Private school tuition, multiple vehicle leases, vacation property carrying costs. Each one seemed reasonable at the time. Together, they function like a financial straitjacket, and the lifestyle is almost impossible to reverse. Here's where the data gets genuinely surprising. 94% of millionaires live in middle class or modest neighborhoods. The typical millionaire has never spent more than $400 on a piece of clothing. About 60% live in homes worth less than $500,000. A 2025 Empower study found that over 62% of everyday millionaires still budget and shop deals even after crossing the $1 million mark. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in Omaha in 1958 for $31,500. The people who actually accumulate wealth behave nothing like the people who appear wealthy. The surgeon in the leased Audi looks far richer than the plumber driving a 10-year-old truck. But the plumber has $1.8 million in his RRSP and a paid-off house. And the surgeon is financing her furnace repairs. Appearance and reality are almost perfectly inverted. Here's the number that explains everything. 2 Canadians. Both earn $200,000 per year. Both start investing at 35. The first saves 4%, $8,000 annually, in a diversified RRSP at 7% annual returns. By 65, approximately $756,000. The second saves 20%, $40,000 annually, same returns, same timeline. By 65, approximately $3.78 million. Same income, same years, same investments. A $3 million difference, created entirely by the savings rate. Research from The Millionaire Next Door found that actual wealth accumulators typically invested a minimum of 15% of their income before spending on anything else. The average Canadian savings rate? Between 3% and 6%. The high-income poverty trap doesn't just cost money, it costs the compounding years that can never be recovered. Daniel is a 47-year-old partner at a law firm in Vancouver. His income has been above $300,000 for 8 years. At 36, he upgraded to a detached home in Dunbar, mortgage, $5,400 per month. At 38, private school for his daughter, $28,000 annually. At 40, 2 vehicle leases, $2,200 per month combined. At 42, a cabin on Bowen Island, $3,100 per month in carrying costs. Each decision was made at a moment when the income supported it. Each felt earned. At 47, Daniel's monthly fixed costs total $16,400. His take-home after taxes is approximately $17,800. He has $1,400 per month in discretionary income on a $300,000 salary. His RRSP has $180,000 after 20 years of inconsistent contributions. Daniel drafts complex financial agreements for corporate clients every day. He understands compound interest perfectly in theory, but he's trapped, not by bad luck, not by ignorance, by a series of individually reasonable decisions that compounded into a lifestyle that requires every dollar he earns to maintain. The way out is not complicated, but it requires asking one honest question: what is all of this spending actually for? The BMW provides transportation, so does the Honda. One costs $1,400 per month to lease. The other costs $400. The vacation property provides rest. So does a rented cottage for 2 weeks, at a fraction of the year-round carrying cost. None of this means every luxury is unjustified, but the spending should be conscious. Not automatic, because that's what people at your income level do. The automation principle works powerfully at high incomes. If you earn $300,000 and automate 25%, $75,000 annually, to your RRSP TFSA, and investments before your spending begins, you will build significant wealth regardless of how you spend the remaining $225,000. After 20 years at 7% annual returns, that $75,000 annual investment becomes approximately $3.27 million. The person earning the same $300,000 but saving 4% will have approximately $655,000. The difference is $2.6 million. That's the price of the trap. Sandra the surgeon, Daniel the lawyer, both earning more than most Canadians will earn in a decade. Both feeling financially constrained. The high-income poverty trap isn't about being bad with money. It's about optimizing for the wrong variable, maximizing how life looks right now at the expense of what life can be 20 years from now. Income alone has never solved financial problems. A $200,000 income with a 25% savings rate builds more wealth than a $400,000 income with a 4% savings rate. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. And the gap between those two numbers is where financial freedom either gets built or gets spent. If this reframes something for you, subscribe. Every week, the decisions and behaviors that actually determine financial outcomes. No noise, just clarity.